The Nurse as a Political Advocate, Chapter 11. So for this particular PowerPoint, the learning objective is to discuss the relevance of political action to nursing. The nurse is a political advocate. There's 4 spheres of political action. They are workplace, government, professional organizations, and community. Nurses have been seen as powerless, primarily because they are predominantly female working in a male-dominated setting. However, there has been a rise of senior administrative positions for nurses, and nurses have been elected to public office. As a result, the nursing profession image is changing. Benefits of empowerment include access to information, receiving support, access to resources necessary to do the job, opportunity to learn and grow, and studies show that nurses' perception of empowerment relate positively to patient satisfaction. Influence occurs when there is a competition for limited resources. Resources can be money or cherished assets such as personnel, programs, time, status, or power. There have been famous nurses involved in politics. They include Florence Nightingale, which I believe we already talked about. We also have Lavinia Dock. She was a nurse, feminist, author, and pioneer in nursing education and social activist. Dock was an assistant superintendent at Johns Hopkins School of Nursing under Isabel Robb and Mary Nutting. She helped found the organization that would become the National League for Nurses. She was also a contributing editor to the first issues of American Journal of Nursing. Lillian Wald is another prominent figure in nursing history. She was known for contributions to human rights and was the founder of the American Community Nursing. Margaret Sanger, another prominent individual, popularized the term birth control and opened the first birth control clinic in the United States. Policy is shaped by politics and has been defined as the principles that govern actions directed toward given ends. Examples include laws, guidelines, or regulations that govern behavior. The different types of policies are public, social, institutional, and organizational. Strategies to influence political decision makers. You can have negotiation, which is a give and take process to work out differences of opinions to arrive at a best solution. There's 2 forms, either problem solving or a trade-off. There's also networking, and this is when people with similar interests and goals communicate, share ideas, information, and support and direct each other. There are different ways to develop networks. The different ways to develop a network is to attend conferences, classes, alumni associations, professional organizations. You can have communication with former teachers and co-workers, and also socializing with professional colleagues. The functions of political networks are to provide information about legislative activities, increase political action and awareness, and promote issues through the legislative process. There is also resolutions, which are formal statements expressing the opinion, will, or intent of an individual or a group. And also there are political action committees. These are both strategies to influence political decision making. Political action committees endorse candidates for a public office. They communicate with legislators with either letters, calls, or something else to the representatives. There are certain elements to include when you are communicating with the legislators, and you need to provide a statement of request, a brief rationale for the request, factual data to support your viewpoint, a closing statement, and also an appropriate closing. There is also the process of lobbying. Lobbying is a process to influence legislators to support or oppose particular legislation. Some organizations may employ professional lobbyists. Lobbyists must follow legal guidelines. Lobbying techniques include negotiation, media, letter writing campaigns, testifying, endorsements, or donations. There are also coalitions. This is another strategy to influence political decisions. Coalitions are alliances that distinct bodies, persons, or states form to achieve a common purpose. There is also testifying, which is presentation of information at a committee hearing. To develop political astuteness and skill, group action is usually more effective, and you need to have a thoughtful application of change theory. Opportunities for political action in the workplace where policies are made um, exist. Nurses should influence policy by exerting expert position and economic power. Um, Place nurses on standing committees and board of trustees and be involved in collective bargaining processes. To generate interest in an issue, nurses would look for existing committees, write an article for a newsletter, inform colleagues at ground rounds, or form a task force. Skills and knowledge to increase political astuteness and activity include keeping informed of healthcare issues, the ability to analyze issues, the ability to speak out and voice an opinion, the ability to participate constructively, and the ability to use power bases. In order to develop political skills, you can join a professional nursing organizations that monitor and influence laws and regulations affecting nursing and healthcare, monitor workplace matters and practice issues, and publish articles on legislative matters. Nurses can become politically active in local, state, provincial, and national organizations by participating in the activities of their associations, serving as delegates at conventions, becoming members of commissions, and supporting national association efforts. As far as developing political skills with the government, registering to vote, joining local political clubs, work with elected officials, accept political appointments, and participate in campaigns.